Hello and welcome to another Budget Model Railways video, and a little bit of progress done today. I've started working on my hill. So this was made from the black foam which you saw in the previous video, and what I've done now is I started building paper mache. It's very basic paper mache actually, because I don't use a lot of glue, diluted PVA or whatever, because I find it takes a long time to dry, and I don't actually use many layers. So all I've been doing is like this, little bit of glue on the newspaper, put it into place, because you've got to bear in mind, as you've heard me say so many times when I've done these hills videos, these are not structural. You're not walking on them, you're not putting anything heavy on them. So when you get these people using plywood and chicken wire and plaster bandage at a great expense and time and trouble, this is just plastic packaging foam and a few layers of paper mache, and it really is just a few layers, because what I do is little water atomizer just helps the paper to shrink into place, and then when I've finished the whole thing, I just put a layer of PVA over the top of it, so it might only be 4 or 5 layers tall. And bear in mind, this moves, so it's not like, say, the plaster bandage where it cracks and that's what they're worried about. This won't crack because it moves. It's also worth saying that it's you can always put masking tape or something on your track to make sure it doesn't get mucky. It's not a bad drill. And wear old clothes, because if you're like me, once you've got the glue all over your fingers, you tend to wipe your trousers, which if you've got your best jeans on doesn't go down too well. So, oh, do you know, talking to you there, I've just seen a fish plate stuck between 2 sleepers. That might be some of the shorting issues I've had. I'll rake that out in a minute. But it really is that simple. Just layers of PVA, and then when it's all dry, just a coat of layers of paper, not layers of PVA. You just put a coat of PVA. I haven't got a brush handy, so I'm just going to use my finger, and especially on a hot day like today, that will dry off no trouble at all. And I think, you know, it's important it's quite a quick job. I actually did this earlier. I'll be honest now, I filmed it and the mic had fallen off, so it wasn't a very good bit of video. But it only took me 20 minutes to make that hill. And this is really what we're about, is relatively quick, simple things, not weeks and weeks of work to build a hill. And then worrying about whether you've got quite the right shade of scatter or whatever on it. This hill will be whatever shape it comes out. It was built from lumps of foam. The paper will dry in its own way. I'll paint it with whatever paint I've got handy, and I'll use whatever scatter I've got handy. And it won't take me very long or cost me very much money to do. So there you go. You've seen me do hills before, but as I had to do this one anyway, I thought I'd do a little update. And then you're getting to see some of the locos run around. So what I'm going to just try and do is I'll move the camera. See, I know people like to see a few locos. I've got my 33 running. So there we go. That's one of my old Lima Class 33s running round. Very smooth, quiet runner. Especially once it's had a bit of run. I know Hornby, I was told the other day that Hornby don't any longer have the moulds for those, which is a real shame, because that would be great to see those released. And then this is my rather nice Hornby Large Prairie, just rumbling around there. Again, rather nice little loco. So all in all, a little bit of progress. I've been very busy with Army Cadets lately, getting ready. We go away to annual camp in a couple of weeks' time, less than 2 weeks now. So in a couple of weeks' time, you won't get any videos from me for 2 weeks, because I shall be busy doing my other, well, I say hobby, it's more like a part-time job at the moment, but I'll be doing my other interests. It's one of my favourite views actually of the layout, this, because you get to see the whole station with all the matching buildings and the big through platforms and the footbridge and the goods shed. So that is really rather a nice view of the layout. There we go. So thank you for watching, and we'll have another video out soon.